Of course, food security, agribusiness, very important for Nigerians. Also is our natural mineral resources. That's what we're going to look at this morning with the National President of Miners Association, Mr. Dele Anyoleke, joins us virtually from Oyo State. Mr. Anyoleke, good morning and thank you so much for your time. I know you were on Channels Television I think about 2 weeks ago, and so the issue of the minister, your minister, Mr. Dele Anyoleke, is no longer news to you. You have expressed yourself on that, but what are some of the very first steps you think the minister should be taking even as we speak?
Thank you again. Thank you this morning for bringing me on board. You are right. We want to welcome the minister again. And if you are, I'm not very conversant with the fact that at the beginning of the week, the minister came up with his first press briefing. And of course, he talked about the 7-point agenda for this present administration. Well, what we actually expected, because like you, everybody knows that there are a lot of legacy challenges in the mining industry. And the one other thing that we should know is that the industry is generating a lot of attention at this point in time. And there are a lot of conversation, especially right from the last administration when the government planned to diversify the economy through mining and agriculture. And also this time around, this transformation agenda is what we have on board now. And I think it's just to complement what was started during the last administration. So, and as a matter of fact, among the many challenges that have been on ground, the issue that is generating a lot of attention now is about the issue of the challenge of regulation, where we have a lot of state governments wanting to contest the issue of regulation with the federal government. As everybody knows that mining is in the exclusive list. Of course, we cannot take away the fact that there are a lot of issues that the state also need to participate. But we think that their participation should follow the laid down rules, the laid down regulations, and the legal framework that have been on ground. So we expect our new minister to, first of all, tackle this and make sure that there is a streamlining of the regulatory and legal framework that has been on ground. If there's any need for review, of course, why not? We are running a democracy, and if there's need for a review, so that everybody will fall in line, everybody will stay within its bounds. Because this is an industry that is expecting the measures, because out of the 7-point agenda, one is that the government wants to partner with the multinationals to develop the sector. So, but the way that this confusion in regulations, I don't think that will be a good incentive for the measures for the multinationals to actually come and invest in Nigeria. So we expect the minister to first of all face this issue of regulation so that every level of governance will fall in line with our present regulatory regime. And if there's any review, then we should do that one democratically.
So what review would you be expecting? Which one you think would be beneficial to the industry, the growth of the industry?
Come again, please.
What kind of review of the policy do you think would be beneficial? We've seen a change, in the electricity sector, for instance, where states can now generate and distribute electricity. So, and of course, we have mining in the exclusive list, as you have noted. What kind of review do you think would be beneficial for acceleration in the industry?
Well, the kind of review that we will want to, you see, like I told you, any mineral, whether solid, whether liquid, they are under the purview of the federal government. And of course, you know that this country, this nation, we have benefited a lot from the oil and gas sector. And of course, when you also look at it, this is domiciled in some parts of the country. There are host communities that own this oil and gas. And now that the attention is now being focused on solid minerals, whatever review that will come on board, we have to make sure that all the stakeholders, especially the states, local governments, and even the host communities, of course, there are a lot of benefits, a lot of policies on ground. that outline the benefits according to all this level of governance. But if there's any need for us to review, so that everybody will stay within bounds, so that there won't be any confusion again, so that when the federal government is regulating the sector in one way, the state governments will also be regulating with multiple standards. This is what we are saying. There should be a standardization of the regulations that will have the buy-in of all the stakeholders. This is what we are saying.
All right. And do you think there's also a need for review of policy to handle the issue of illegal mining, unreported exports of this crude solid minerals?
You see, the issue of illegal mining, of course, there are always, when you go to our statute rules and all our policies and regulations, there are a lot of things on ground, there are a lot of procedures on ground to checkmate all this. I think what we need to do, because take for example, when you are talking of illegal mining, the attention is always on this artisanal mining, and of course there are illegalities in every facet of the industry. So if you are talking of these artisanal miners that are always around, that are so mobile, so nomadic in nature, moving from place to place, scavenging for what they can get on ground to sustain their living, there are a lot of policies. The government, through the ministry, and the department, there's a department in the ministry, which you call Artisanal and Small-Scale Mining Department, that is trying to formalize all these artisanal miners into cooperatives. I think with this, there's also the issue of the Mine Surveillance Task Force. The minister actually made mention of it. These task forces have been on ground. Sometimes in 2018 or thereabout, the ministry actually launched the surveillance task force in all the states of the federation. So I think this kind of a body on ground, the state government can assist the federal government by way of improving the capacity of all these task force, so that we're going to checkmate all this illegality and even banditry that has been the bane of the industry in the recent time. So this is what we are saying, and I think presently there are a lot of measures. All we just need to do is let us dust our statute rules, let us dust all these our policies, let us look at the ways by which we can operationalize all these structures that have been on ground, so that all this issue of illegality can at least be reduced to the barest minimum.
All right, thank you so much. We really do hope this renewed attention given to the solid minerals industry will yield fruit in no distance time. Thank you, Mr. Dele.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, Mr. Dele Anyonleke, National President of Miners Association. And we wish you a safe trip back.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye-bye.